And Frank Houghtaling. 29-year-old Frank Houghtaling, born in Catskill, New York, fighting out of Albany, 139 pounds, 17-8-5, 4 knockouts. He has been stopped 3 times in his career. You see that loss to Sharmba Mitchell last July. He went 10 hard rounds against the former world champion. And Houghtaling took a lot out of that loss to Mitchell, he explains.
What I did was I went back home. I had to do a little, if you want to call it, soul searching. I reviewed some tapes from ESPN, also with Teddy Atlas talking about when maybe that's why I have so many draws on my record, because I was in there just like almost going through the motion and stuff. You know, and then I kind of determined from that, watching those, listening to people that know about boxing, my trainers and stuff, that now it's a different game plan. Now let's go in and let's fight right from bell 1 to bell 10 or 12, whatever it is.
He's going to need that style against his opponent tonight. Gary Balletto, born in Providence, fighting out of Cranston, Rhode Island, 139 pounds. And as a pro, he's 27-1-2 with 24 knockouts. His only loss came on Friday Night Fights last October, in which he lost a 10-round decision to Michael Clark. So we've seen Balletto before, known as Tiger, 35 amateur bouts, grew up in the state of Florida, moved back at the age of 18. He owns a construction business in Providence. He's a businessman, but he says boxing is the key to his full-time career. John Callis is our referee.
At all times, above all, obey my commands at all times. Very first command right now, touch him up. When the bell rings, come out fighting. Good luck.
Good luck, Frank. Now, before the Michael Clark fight, Gary Balletto said the Tiger can change his stripes, and said he was working on being more patient in the ring, no more leaping punches. When asked about fighting Houghtaling, he said, he's right in front of me. I'll box maybe for 39 seconds, maybe for 29 seconds, and then I'm going to brawl. So the Tiger is elected to not change his spots, Teddy, or stripes.
Well, the one who's going to have to box, I believe, is probably Houghtaling. Because the greatest asset, you just touched on it, that Balletto has is his punching power. But in order to be effective with it, he needs to get a little cooperation. As you touched on also with the Clark fight. Clark did not cooperate with him. Clark boxed, moved, kept him off balance. Balletto needs to be set to punch. It is up to Houghtaling whether or not he gives him that landscape.
One of the most notable names on Houghtaling's resume as far as wins against a well past his prime former champ in Livingston Bramble.
Guy with the power in this fight, make no doubt about it, Balletto. The way to go, and as you can see, Houghtaling seems to understand that way. It's not to stand in front too long. Mix it up a little bit. Box a little bit, give angles, change distance, look to counterpunch a little bit. Use your jab on the outside. That is the ticket, so to speak, I believe at least, for Houghtaling. When he wants to be inside, it can't be too long and it has to be in tight. He doesn't give Balletto a chance to punch. Good left hook to the body by Balletto. That's what Balletto should be doing, Bob. Not looking for one shot, but going to the body. Figuring that Houghtaling is going to know the book on it, that he's going to look to box, use those legs. Start going downstairs, start taking those legs away.
But you get a sense, though, as this fight moves on into the third, fourth round, it's going to just wind up being toe-to-toe, bounce away.
Both of them have that fighter's attitude. One thing that might help Houghtaling in the spots where he might have to absorb a little bit and show that finish, he's a bigger man, turned pro at welterweight, fought there 4.5 years at 147 pounds, then moves up to junior middleweight. Now his last 5 fights, he dropped down to junior welterweight. Houghtaling, bigger man. Balletto turned pro, 135 pounds, the lightweight, and has stayed there just about his whole career. Bigger man, Houghtaling. See if that helps him hang in there.
guys trying to land their power shots here in the first round. Balletto has landed several more effective punches. A couple good shots to the body.
Houghtaling trying to mix it up, use that jab. He has to be sure he doesn't get counted over that jab. And when he's inside, like we said earlier, be real tight. Don't give Balletto, who needs a little room to punch, gets a little wide. Don't give him that room.
All right, there's the bell to end round number 1. ESPN2's Friday Night Fights. Bob and Teddy Atlas ringside here at Foxwoods. Teddy in our main event, Kasim Uma against Angel Hernandez, #1 ranked in the IBF. Now, Uma has not been on a Caribbean vacation. Now, this is a guy who, A, was shot, B, had a car wreck. Is this a very stiff test against Angel Hernandez, who's on a new path in his career? He's really training very seriously. 2 months out in California. Is this a dangerous fight for Uma, isn't it?
Yeah, this is a telling fight, no doubt about it. And even more importantly, this is an eye-popping, eye-pleasing, fan-pleasing fight. This is a television fight. Both guys in front of you, both of their strengths are to fight inside. It should be really entertaining. And I think that you just touched on it about Uma being shot. He was shot in the stomach. The really intriguing thing about this, it might sound a little rough when I say it, a little gross in certain ways, but, you know, the strength of Hernandez is to go to the body. He likes to go downstairs, and that's exactly the injury that Uma's coming off.
Balletto likes to go to the head, and an entertaining first round as round number 2 begins between Gary Balletto in the white and Frank Houghtaling in the red, white, and green. This one figures to get explosive as it wears on.
Let go of him, Gary.
Fairly even numbers were showed you the CompuBox numbers in round number 1. Could make the case that Balletto landed the harder punches in that first round, maybe the sexier punches, the ones that catch your eye a little bit. Houghtaling ducking away from danger there. Good shot to the body. Houghtaling now.
One thing you have to say Houghtaling's doing a good job about so far, Bob, at least in my estimation. He understands how he has to fight Balletto, what he needs to do, what he must not do. When he's inside, you can see it. He's real tight. Trying not to give Balletto, who takes a little distance to throw those punches. He still cranks them up a little bit. Still needs a little room for those punches. Houghtaling's trying to be sure when he is inside, which everybody figures would be the favor of Balletto, he's making sure he's tight. Not leaving a lot of margin for a punch.
Balletto gets in a good shot there. Tries to size up Houghtaling with the right hand. Now, we mentioned that Balletto owns a couple of construction businesses in Cranston. Houghtaling is a member of the U.S. Army Reserve. He's a staff sergeant, and he also works for the state of New York Highway Authority. So he holds down a full-time job. So both of these guys well-rounded.
As we said in the first round, Bob, we're talking about how Houghtaling has come in here with a fight plan, knowing what he needs to do, what he needs not to do. Looks like Balletto seems to understand he needs to go to that body, that Houghtaling is going to try to box to give himself the best chance to win. And going to that body gives Balletto the best chance to take the air out of those tires.
Balletto was trying to end things here near the end of the second round. He missed with all of his big shots. Good action fight. Welcome back to your Boxing Authority Friday Night Fights presented by Miller Lite. Bob Papa, Teddy Atlas ringside. Brian Kenny, Max Kellerman in our Friday Night Fight studios. Gary Balletto and Frank Houghtaling. Underway, round number 3. These are junior welterweights. No knockdown so far. Balletto is 0 for 27 with his jab in round number 2. The fact that he threw 27 jabs, even though he didn't land any, Teddy, is a little bit different from Balletto. Normally he doesn't even use that punch.
Shows that they are working. They are looking at the chalkboard, so to speak, him and his trainers after the fights, trying to improve themselves. Well, it's one thing to have power, which we talked about that Balletto has, but it's another thing to have the devices to consistently land that power, to be able to connect with that power. Otherwise, what does the power mean? Starting to get better with the jab would be one of the ways to get more effective in landing power for Balletto. So obviously, his people have become aware of that.
You know, after the loss to Michael Clark, who outboxed Balletto comfortably, his people got him sort of just back on the feel-good column with a couple of easy wins, a knockout win against Johnny Walker, and former junior bantamweight champion Juan Polo Perez, who was well up in weight. Balletto scored a first-round knockout. Get him back in there, get that good feeling, but right now, it's Houghtaling who has a nice feeling, landing some power shots. Oh, good right hand by Houghtaling.
Good counter shots, and again, the counter was made available because Balletto was fat, wide with his punches. And when you're fat or wide with your punches, you leave an opening. And Houghtaling knew what to do with that opening. He's come here armed and prepared to fight a counter-punching fight, mix it up with some movement, and when he's inside, as we said, Bob, be inside tight, like that.
Well, Balletto is from Cranston, Rhode Island, the hometown of Vinny Paz. And he's got a little Vinny Paz in him as far as getting hit and then coming back and throwing big shots of his own.
They're always looking for ways to design ways to land punches. Balletto, because of some of his crudeness and the way he delivers his power punches, being a little wide, sometimes helps you with those ways to land. Sometimes gives you the opening. Again, credit to Houghtaling. He came here understanding what kind of fight he needed to fight tonight. Mix a little of this, mix a little of that. Trying to come up with a win.
As we heard from Frank Houghtaling at the beginning when we first came on with this fight, he listened to your critique on some of the tapes. Well, Houghtaling landing the meaningful punches here in the third round. He rocked Balletto at one point. Balletto trying to answer back.
Bottom right-hand corner, some good scoring early in the round by Houghtaling. Some good counter punches. Left hook followed by a right hand that staggered Balletto. But at the end of the round, Balletto came back and hurt Houghtaling, and now he's trying to stay on him.
Balletto starts the round with a huge right hand.
Balletto ended that last round, Bob, with a good left hook to the body that took something out of Houghtaling. This is calculated by Balletto at his corner. They knew that they hurt Houghtaling at the end of the last round. And they were wondering, they're guessing, they're estimating that Houghtaling might not have had enough time to recover. That's why they got their man jumping on him.
Houghtaling a little gassed right now, trying to tie up Balletto.
Smart move by the corner of Balletto. Knowing that they landed good punches at the end of the round, especially to the body, figuring a minute rest might not be enough to recover. Jump on Houghtaling and see what you can find. And so far, they found Houghtaling maybe recovering from that body shot more available, standing in front more.
Houghtaling doesn't seem to have his legs, Ted. He seems winded, as you pointed out. That body shot near the end of round number 3 hurt him. But he's doing the right thing here by doing a lot of holding.
Yes, he is. And he's getting some cooperation. You know, it takes two to tango. Houghtaling's doing the right thing. He's smothering Balletto. But Balletto's allowing himself to be smothered. Not moving his feet. Not stepping back and creating a gap. Creating room to punch. There are ways to hold. There's ways to get out of the hold.
Yeah, Houghtaling is gassed right now.
There, watch. Once again, Balletto allowed himself to be tied up. That is not what he really wants to do.
Here, Houghtaling, he's having problems just backing away. And there's a right hand that drops Houghtaling.
The power comes through. That was on the temple.
5, 6, 7.
His legs will not be right even if he gets up. When you get hit on that temple, like Tyson, when he won the heavyweight title years ago, your equilibrium is gone.
Gary Balletto sensed that he hurt Houghtaling near the end of round number 3 with a body shot. And then he jumped right on Houghtaling. And Balletto gets win number 28, gets his 25th stoppage. and takes care of things here in round number 4. 2:17 of round number 4.
Give Balletto credit. Give his corner credit. As we said, Bob, in the last round, they knew that Balletto had heard Houghtaling. They sent him out, took advantage of that information.
And Houghtaling very slow getting up. Balletto getting congratulations from promoter Jimmy Birchfield out of Providence. The 28-year-old Balletto gets the win, and we'll keep our eye on Frank Houghtaling, who has been now stopped for the 4th time in his career.
Big right hand on the temple, as I was alluding to years ago. Tyson, when he knocked out Trevor Burbank, hit him on the temple. When you get hit that shot, very hard to recover.
Balletto outscored Houghtaling 14-4, according to CompuBox in that round. Let's take it to the end of round number 3. Here's that body shot.
Yeah, we're going to see at the end of this round. This is the most telling part in the fight. Right there, that left hook to the body. Really stunned, really paralyzed Balletto, and then a left hook on top and a right hand left Balletto in an unsteady way going back to his corner. Then, of course, Balletto jumped on him the next round, and the end of the fight you're going to see coming up here.
Right hand right to the temple, as you alluded to, Teddy. And Gary Balletto comes up with the victory. Victory number 28. He's now won 3 in a row since losing to Michael Clark. Good solid win for Gary Balletto. Our main event still to come, but first we send it back to Brian and Matt.
Tell you what, Max, that's a very good fight. Balletto just relentless, though, and throwing hard, meaningful punches throughout. Yeah, going into this fight, you expect Balletto to beat Houghtaling. He's at least a half step, maybe a full step better in terms of class. But the way he beat him with a decisive knockout in the early rounds, going in, that was far from a certainty. And the way he did it opens eyes and certainly keeps him marketable in the lightweight division. All right, time now for To The Max, brought to you by Odor Eaters Plus. And again, you can ask questions. See, I just let that go. You can ask questions on ESPN.com. You're a bigger man than I am. The master here. All right, we're going to start things off here. Max, start off. John from East St. Louis. Let's say you're Mickey Ward's trainer for a moment. We set the clock. What would you tell him to do so the outcome of the fight with Gaddy, the next one, isn't repeated and he's outboxed again? Mickey Ward just has to keep firing that left hook to the body and hope that he knocks Gaddy out with it. I mean, really, if it comes down to boxing in the middle of the ring, Ward cannot box with Gaddy. I know he says his boxing skills are underrated, and he is a little harder to hit than it may look, but Gaddy's going to outbox him. Just keep winging that left hook to the body and hope one lands. Tom from Texas, does Kirk Johnson have a chance against Lennox Lewis? Kirk Johnson's a big guy. He has size, speed. Not a huge guy, but he does have some size. He has good hand speed, and he's explosive with a left hook. And you have seen Lennox Lewis knocked out twice, but both times it was by right hand. So sure, Johnson has a chance. A nice chance. Nah, I would go. You're going with Lennox though. Wayne from San Diego. I don't mean to put words in your mouth. Roberto Duran, Julio Cesar Chavez.